Hey guys, welcome back to Ants Gaming, and this is my review of Triangle Strategy. Now this is a turn-based tactical RPG, and it's got a lot of people excited because it looks very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics. And it was also made by Square Enix. And the producer is also from Bravely Default and Octopath Traveler. So this is called Triangle Strategy, and those three games are actually interesting in that the names are the code names for the game, right? Bravely Default is one of the mechanics of the game. Octopath Traveler is also describing how there's 8 people in the story, and Triangle Strategy is actually describing where there is 3 kingdoms in this story, and the strategy is between those 3 kingdoms. And the art style is also similar, very similar to Octopath Traveler. Alright, so now let's get into it. The first thing that I want to mention about this game, 90% of your time will be in the story, right? You'll be reading dialogues, listening. They're all voiced, so but the voice lines, the voice acting is to me kind of meh. So I didn't go through all of them. I skipped through most of them, to be honest, because there's just way too much story. Now, don't get me wrong, the story itself is interesting. There's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns. I mean, if you've liked Game of Thrones, it has that vibe to it. But the fact that this game encourages you to repeat again, right? To play it again in a new game plus, but it's just so long that it's just become tedious to replay it again. I just wish that they kept the story more compact. If you're big on story in RPGs, then this is the game for you. Alright, now let's get to the best parts of the game that I love so much. It's actually the combat, right? So this game started off kind of slow because you get only a few people and you're like, okay, what can I do with them? But then as you go along, you will recruit more and more, up to the point where you have more people than you can actually deploy on the battle. So there the strategy becomes like which ones work well with each other, right? And then which one actually works for this particular battle. So it becomes a strategy in preparation of the battle. And then during the battle itself, there are some mechanics that are really fun. For example, you can push people off ledges and they will get fall damage. And you can also manipulate the terrain, so you can make it like wet, so that you can put lightning and it will traverse around along the wet ground. So there's a lot of interesting mechanics like that, and you can burn the ground, and you can do a wind magic to push people off, and just to like. So it's a lot of interesting mechanics there. Alright, so one thing I have to mention here is that the story is so linear that I was confused. How do I grind in this game? So it turns out you can go to your encampment, and there you have the chance to do these mock battles, which you can repeat infinitely. And these are where you can grind because experience, and you can get like the things you need to upgrade your heroes there as well. So these are the ones that are repeated, and then some of them are actually quite fun. There are ones that are in the small platform, and again here you could push people off, and it's just a lot of fun to play. Alright, now about the characters. There are a total of 30 characters to recruit, right? And they're all unique in the fact that there are no generic duplications. So if you had there's 2 healers and 2 tankers, for example, they would be slightly different with each other, right? One of them probably have a different skill that the other one doesn't have. So it makes each character very unique, and I really like that. The fact that you cannot customize the job is actually not a bad thing, because in Final Fantasy Tactics, if you customize everyone to have the same job, it becomes kind of silly, right? You have 5 people doing the same thing. But here, because everyone is unique, you're kind of forced to choose which ones you want to deploy into this particular battle. But I think the problem is you cannot recruit all 30 if you don't play through the game like 4 or 5 times. I mean, that's crazy to me. But yeah, I didn't recruit all of them. I only got like 27 out of 30. Alright, so this game does have multiple endings, right? And actually, this is one of the only games that I've played through the New Game Plus all the way because I wanted to get what they call the golden ending, the golden route. So there's no way you could have possibly gotten this golden ending, out of pure luck. It's just like too many things have to go in the particular way for you to get this golden ending. So you have to look it up on the internet how to get it. And then on my second playthrough, I got through it, and it's actually quite satisfying to get the golden ending because you get to recruit some of the most powerful characters in the game. And to me, it's just like, okay, this is like the end. I'm not gonna play it again because it just took me a total of 60 hours, right? It was like around 40 for the first one and 20 for the second one. Alright, so in summary, I would just give this game a rating of just 7 out of 10. Why? Because there's so much that can be improved. I mean, the 7 is purely from the combat and the characters. Yeah, but for the story, right? I mean, if they just made it more compact, I think the content is there, but the execution is just very repetitive to me. So hopefully they make a sequel and improve on this because I really like what they have here in terms of the IP, the branding, and I really hope that some of the characters return because they have some very unique characters in terms of their story and their play style as well. So hopefully there's a Triangle Strategy 2 because I would only recommend this one for the hardcore RPG fans. Because if you're a casual player, I think you'll be turned off by the sheer amount of story. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. That's all I have for this review. I'm planning to make a tier list as well for all the characters. So if you're interested in that, please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.